Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Pudala Srimad Srila. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Pudala Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne. Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Desayati Tarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bhangim Langhede Girim Yat Kripa Tamamande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamatvam Sri Chaitanya Nisharam. Hari Hari. Now we'll offer the prayers to Srimad Bhagavatam. Narada Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nastiki Stidam Sakve Prasidhati Bhagavatattvavidanam Mukta Sangasya Jayati Vidyade Hrute Grandi Stityande Sarva Samsaya Chiyande Jasya Karmani Drashtaye Vakmanishware Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaja Nandagopagamaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Namo Pankajanabhaya Namo Pankajamadine Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajankri. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 5, verse number 8. So let me read the verse now. Yedanme prachadaha sarvam sarvajna sakaleshwara vijanihi yadhaivedamaham buddhe anushasidaha. Just one more time. Yedanme prachada sarvam sarvajna sakaleshwara vijanihi yadhaivedamaham Yathai Vedamaham Buddhya Anushasidaha. That the word by word meanings. Yathat, all those, me, unto me, Prachadha, inquisitive, Sarvam, all that is inquired, Sarvajna, one who knows everything, Sakala, overall, Ishvara, the controller, Vijanihi, kindly explain. Yatha, as, eva, they are, idam, this, aham, myself, buddhe, can understand, anushasita, just learning from you. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear Father, you know everything and you are the controller of all. Therefore, may all that I have inquired from you be kindly instructed to me so that I may be able to understand it as your student. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The inquiries made by Narada Muni are very important for everyone concerned. And as such, Narada requested Brahmaji to deem them suitable, so that all others who may come in the line of disciplic succession of the Brahma Sampradaya may also know them properly without any difficulty. So here is a very, it's almost, Narada Muni is almost at the conclusion of his question part. I mean, he's requesting that kindly instruct me as far as my intelligence permits, I may be able to understand. So that so it is very humbly, he submitted to his father, Lord Brahma. May all that I have inquired from you kindly instruct to me, so that I may be able to understand as your student. So the purport is very short also. Narada requested Brahmaji to deem them suitable, so that all others who come in the disciplic succession of the Brahma Sampradaya may also know them properly without any difficulty. Here for clarification further, for reiteration in our minds. So Narada Muni is showing by example that without being in a challenging attitude, it is possible to be inquisitive, to inquire from the greatest authorities that we know, that is the representative. I mean, we go through the representative of the Lord, our Guru, to inquire. So tat vithi pranipadena pariprasnena seveya. Upatechandya jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. So this is what Lord has prescribed in Bhagavad Gita. One has to submit in humble ways, and those in succession, the Brahmaji's answers. He's the firstborn in this created universe, and he's the highest authority in this of all that exists materially. So Narada Muni is his son, and reverence to some other higher authority. So I am inquisitive, my father. Would you kindly explain? So, because Lord Brahma is, he's this whom Narada Muni is familiar with, but he sees him in a mode of great austerity and reverence to somebody else. So he's questioning, are you the, are you the source Or is there somebody whom you derive your powers from? So here the whole theme is about descending knowledge, that is inquiring with the Guru Parampara. Unless we inquire within the disciplic succession from a Guru, then all our knowledge is riffraff. I mean, it is of no use actually. This is otherwise everybody wants to be, authority on this subject or that subject, and they want to theorize about that. I mean, we have had a host of scientist theories about creation. This could be like this for over a million or millions of years. This could have happened that way. It is all a matter of, making the best guess out of their fertile brains, Srila Prabhupada says. Nobody has a clue actually how this creation came into being. So here is the true way of acquiring knowledge, that is submitting to the descending line of mercy and inquire in a humble mode of submission, and please the authority and wanting to please the authority that we are approaching. Srila Prabhupada is a living example of how he undertook the whole mission of propagating Krishna consciousness in the disciplic succession, because he always said, I am simply a servant of Guru Maharaj. I come to fulfill his order that he has placed in me. And he would always quote his position. That is from our Bhagavad Gita introductory chapter. We have the Guru Parampara after the introductory chapter. And so Srila Prabhupada will always quote himself. He's the 32nd.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Line from Krishna. Prabhuji, everything
Can
okay?
others hear him? Because I thought I'm joined from my phone. Still same issue is coming.
Same issue, Prabhuji. We didn't hear Mataji.
Everybody is not able to hear because the mic is moving. I was thinking I was trying different ways.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah, now we can hear you, Mataji. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I thought it was only my connection, so I didn't say anything.
Now it's okay? Now it's okay?
Yes, yeah, Mataji, I think it's okay. But yeah, once in a while it is dropping.
I see. Then,
okay.
Today, okay. Oh, sorry about that.
Because I see your mic is moving, I thought you don't have problem. Only my side. Anyway, that's fine.
Okay. She is talking to Radha Madhav.
Okay.
I'm fine to my home being sick, so I have a different network experience. Probably here my new location. It's so hope it works. Okay, so everybody wants to be controller in this material world. So they don't want to accept the authority. That is a problem with the atheistic and the rationalist and the scientific community. They do not want to accept any authority. And that is why everyone wants to, pose oneself to be, I can say so much on this one, and I am the authority on this one. And they have their own, arguments. But to get spiritual knowledge, one has to depend completely on the Guru's mercy, as Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita. So we have to approach through an authoritative. Krishna has said, one who thinks himself my devotee directly is actually not my devotee. One who thinks himself a devotee of my devotee, he is actually my devotee. So one has to approach in the true parambara. So that is what we have seen in Bhagavatam so far. We have seen, we have this part is the questions by Narada Muni to Brahmaji. And before we had the questions submitted by King Parishas to Sukadev Goswami. And before that is the questions by the sages of Naimisharanya to Suta Goswami, who has heard from Sukadev Goswami. So, and then Sukadev Goswami has heard it from Vyasadeva. And Vyasadeva was instructed by his spiritual master Narada Muni. And Narada Muni has heard from his father, Lord Brahmaji. And Brahmaji would answer now in following these questions that Lord himself has instructed him. Thus Chatur Sloki Bhagavatam. And he will reveal to Narada Muni about the austerities that he has undertaken to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that he was able to gain his direct audience. And he was instructed by the Lord how the creation is to be done. So it was not out of his own out of his own directions. He says it is all by the authority of the Supreme Lord. So we have the unbroken line of disciplic succession as established by Krishna again, because evam parambara prapta imam yogam, that is 4.2. That is, it was lost in the course of time, because Krishna instructed to the sun god Vivaswan, and Vivaswan to Manu, and Manu is Chwagwe, like that. So, but then in the course of time, the disciplic succession was broken. But then Krishna again instructed to Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, so that re-established, that the disciplic succession was re-established. And Srila Prabhupada has very, after his, complete submission to Guru, his Guru, he has brought it and given it to the entire world. His disciples, through his disciples, this conversation is being carried on, even today in this Kali Yuga, and it is supposed to go on by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya for another 10,000 years. What we are hearing in the disciplic succession. So those who want to stray away from the disciplic succession, there is no end to, because Behu Shakha hi Anandascha Buddhiravi Evasayina. That is there. They have ever new theories and new discoveries to support their their knowledge. So that is the way of the. So we have almost come to the end of it. I will read a little bit from our Bhurijana Prabhu's book, Unveiling the Lotus Feet, regarding this section, so that it will put a nice finishing touch to this class. Srila Prabhupada argues that effects such as the world necessarily imply a cause. The inquiries by Narada Muni on the basis of actual cause and effect appear very reasonable. The atheists, however, put forward many self-made theories without any touch of cause and effect. The manifested world, as well as the spirit soul, is still unexplained by the godless atheists through the medium of experimental knowledge, although they have put forward many theories manufactured by their fertile brains. Contrary to such mental speculative theories of creation, however, Narada Muni wanted to know all the facts of creation in truth and not by theories. Transcendental knowledge regarding the soul and the super soul includes knowledge of the phenomenal world and the basis of its creation. In the phenomenal world, three things are factually observed by any intelligent man: the living beings, the manifest world, and ultimate control over them. The intelligent man can see that neither the living entity nor the phenomenal world are creations of chance. The symmetry of creation and its regulative actions and reactions suggest the plan of an intelligent brain behind them. And by genuine inquiry, one may find out the ultimate cause with the help of one who knows them factually. Then how to know it? Know it from the person who knows it. That is knowledge. Just like we are trying to get knowledge about the soul, not by experiments in the beginning. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. Krishna says, and we can think over it and ponder over it. Then we come to the conclusion. And the other process, Vedic process, is Yasya deve parabhaktir yatha deve tatha gurau tasyaide kathita hiyartha prakashande mahatmanaha. Our process is descending process. We are not trying to understand by the ascending process, inductive or deductive. We accept the statements of the Vedas. According to our Vedic system, Shruti Parambara, Shruti Pramana, if it is statement, the statement is there in the Shruti, in the Vedas, then we accept. Sri Narada Muni continues to inquire from Brahma. You know all truths, past, present, and future, as intimately as a person knows a walnut in his hand. Where does your knowledge come from? Who is your protector? Do you work under someone? Or did you alone create all entities by your personal energy? Srila Prabhupada expands on Narada Muni's words in his purport to text 6. In human society, the human being is considered to be the superior living being. And amongst the human beings, there are also different varieties: good, bad, equal, etc. But Narada Muni took for granted that none of them has any source of generation besides his father, Brahmaji. So Narada continues, does your knowledge have a source? Do you create independently, like a spider spinning a web and later binding it up? Are you like the sun, who is self-sufficient in illuminating everything, but which requires no illumination itself? Are you the supreme, he who can act independently with no external help? How are you creating and why? Yet we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you. When we think of your great austerities in perfect discipline, although your good self is so powerful in the matter of creation. So Narada is wondering why Brahma, who is addressing as supreme, would perform austerities, because this implies the existence of a superior whom Brahma is trying to please. He then wonders who has invested Brahma with his power to create. My dear father, may all that I have inquired from you be kindly instructed to me, so that I may be able to understand it as your student. Our present person. So we can hear from Narada Muni's answers. Just like Sukadeva Goswami directly did not start to give the answers. He is meditating on the Supreme Lord and glorifying him in so many verses we have heard in the previous chapter. Similarly, Lord Brahma he explains to Narada Muni in the coming verses. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. I was not, very well prepared today. Please excuse me for, I may not have done a good job today. Thank you very much for being there, being patient. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Please add to whatever has been said.
Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my
Whenever we read in Srimad Bhagavatam that, why do we need to think about anything, surrender to Guru and he will give you the knowledge. So like this, now where do we get this knowledge? Of course, there also Guru is also following his Guru and Shastra in the Parampara. So that I was thinking my immediate Guru, oh no, is it we have to be even we'll talk to, it's not just our own Shiksha Guru, but even Vartma Pradakshaka Guru. How can he reveal and how does he know? So I was thinking that if at all one, you are speaking with references to Burijan Prabhu book and Srimad Bhagavatam. If the message is, it's like mom's recipe, if you don't have to follow it, we always see that mom's recipe is too good. And if I say let me have my flavor for that recipe, then that flavor, maybe you will have a flavor, but the taste is completely gone. Similarly, that if we just follow the footsteps and then the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, that revelation even can happen. Because that's why whenever we read Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, the 100, you have read many times. And if we keep reading and reading and reading and reading, the purification of the heart, we don't know how that purifies, but the revelation happens slowly. That means even for us like that, that means what about the previous acharyas like Vishnu Chakra Thakur and Jiva Goswami? So it's already, Krishna has already revealed in their hearts. And if they say one statement that is true, that's exactly true. So that's why we need to have that. There are two things actually. One is, is it a possibility, or is it a certainty, or is it a probability? You know what I mean? So we are not certain yet. Are we sure what this book is talking about, or is Guru is talking about? We are not. We hear, so it might be a possibility. That's what we think, and there is no certainty because we have the mentality of probability. We always think about the logic. Oh yeah, there is not always a scientific knowledge on this and that. So it's difficult to even get that knowledge without. That's why the matter of surrender comes, that how much faith you have in your Guru, how much faith you have in your the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And that way, if you just take it, you don't have to modify that recipe or a flavor. If you add another perfume, doesn't, maybe the perfume smells, but the taste is gone. That's what I said. So it's like that. So the revelation even comes to us if at all we just follow what the Guru and Sadhu and Shastra says. This was my reflection from your reading, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your very valuable comments. Really, we should not, the mother's recipe, when the great granddaughter makes it, it should taste the same. Yeah, just like the postman's example. We should not adulterate the teachings of the coming down from the Lord. That is the main principle, and Srila Prabhupada has illustrated, and also our ability to give it to the parambara, to the coming generations, to the parambara, depends on our how we receive it, how we endeavor to stay alive to that message of the Guru. Because Srila Prabhupada showed by his example, every living moment he gave his energies completely to realizing the dream of his spiritual, the words of his spiritual, the command of his spiritual master. Go preach it all over the world, the message of Lord Chaitanya. And when we study the Leela Amrita, my Krishna, has he ever, even blinked his eyes in the performance of execution of this order of his Guru Maharaj? We wonder, a person above 70 years old, traveling from Australia to Europe to India, and then again, establishing temples all over the world, dedicating himself. And so this is the how faithfully you carry out the orders of your spiritual master, that keeps the disciplic succession always fresh, and always unadulterated, the message of Lord Chaitanya. And the spirit of the Lord Chaitanya has said, after all, you all, he has said, Bharata Bhumile, that is one who has taken birth in India, should seriously take this up. As you should make your life successful, and also pass on this message to others and help them to that parobakar. So that is how the Guru Parampara is working, and that's how ISKCON is flourishing. ISKCON is always acting. Nobody is sleeping any place. Everybody is so actively, participating in the program of the Bhakti, Guru Parampara. And to be a tiny link and not to break that link is each one's commitment. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. So now we can, it's 8 minutes past. Hare Krishna, let me
Hare
come
Krishna.
from. Let me come.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mancha kalpatarubhya kripa sindhubhya rajapadana bhavnebhya vaishnavebhyo namo. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the